Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking about the high testosterone mindset called weaponized autism. Now, what exactly is weaponized autism and why do I need to use it? Well, weaponized autism is simply the art of using autistic-like focus for your own purposes, intentions, and goals. Weaponized autism allows you to have relentless focus for the thing that you're trying to do. You ever seen an autistic person focus? Let's like be real here. You ever seen an autistic person focus on getting anything done? When an autistic person focuses, there's nothing outside of the thing that they are focusing on. It is pure focus in its highest form. Nothing else exists outside of that thing. And when they have a goal in the future, nothing exists outside of that thing, what they have to do to get there. It's really that simple. But for most people, it's unfathomable because they've never focused on anything in their entire life. Now, who am I to tell you what it takes to focus with autistic intent? Well, I'm a big jack guy who did nothing but lift and eat and think about lifting for years. And you can definitely tell, I don't know, I'm wearing a cat shirt. And I didn't even intend to do that for the video, but I feel like it should be, self-explanatory or self-evident. So here's some examples of famous people who also had, autism and weaponized it to become successful. So Elon Musk, I think we all know who Elon Musk is after his historic role in playing Elon Tusk in the wonderful show Rick and Morty. Amazing voice actor. The dude has done some amazing things as a voice actor, and I don't want to take any credit away from him. Now, the next person, you've probably heard of this guy, Albert Einstein. Very, very important figure in society and has done some incredible things. The most important of which is that he invented sticking out the tongue. This took years of dedicated focus and practice, but because of him, we all go whenever we're excited or want to express our joy to our friends or just have fun. The reason we have that meme is because of this guy. So understand that. Oh, and of course Isaac Newton. You've probably heard about him. Incredibly important scientist and inventor. One of his most notably incredible achievements would be the invention of the Fig Newton. Now, everybody's had a Fig Newton once or twice in their life, and I'm sure you've enjoyed it. And it's really because of this guy. He dedicated years of his life to create the Fig Newton. And without him, we wouldn't have that wonderful masterpiece. So here's the story of my weaponized autism from when I, had delayed puberty in college and wasn't having any luck in the weight room to, 3 years later putting on 50 pounds of muscle. I never skipped the meal. I never skipped the workout. I didn't think of anything other than what it took to be high testosterone, what it took to get me closer to having a jacked physique. And I didn't think about anything. Like, I could not, think about anything other than the tasks it took to accomplish that goal every single day. And, I kind of just woke up a few years after I was done and was like, oh man, I'm here, but like there's all this other stuff that happened that I don't even know anything about. So when you're actually focused on something and you're weaponizing your autism, nothing exists except for what you're focusing on. This is essentially what weaponized autism is. This is what men have used to build extraordinary cathedrals and create works in science, philosophy, math, and literature. This is what has allowed men to do great things and to accomplish great things, to add amazing work to society. It's all the result of weaponized autistic focus. This is the secret to success that you're missing. This is what it really means to be high testosterone. The true pinnacle alpha male is the high testosterone autistic man. So start using weaponized autism for relentless focus in everything you do in life. How much could you get done if you never got distracted? How much easier would it be for you to do what it takes if all you could ever, oh man, I did not write that out. How much easier would it be for you to accomplish what you want to do if all you ever thought about was that thing? This is why weaponized autism is so powerful. Because if you're always thinking about it, it's going to be pretty hard not to take action towards it. If all you can think about is the goal you have nothing else to worry about. And it's super easy to do the work that it takes to get to your goal, because it's all you think about. It's all you want to do, and that's really what it means. And I'm gonna go into oh, okay. So I'll give you an example. What would you and honestly, there is nothing to do outside of pursue your goals. And in fact, if you have goals, why would you do anything that hurts your goals? I'll give you an example. Why would you go out to eat if it interferes with your meal plan? Why would you go? Why would you eat unhealthy if it interferes with your health or your goals? Why would you eat anything other than the meal plans that is perfect for your goal if that's what you need to do to get to your goal? Why would you skip training if your goal requires you to train? Why would you go to bed at 12 a.m. if that interferes with your goal? Sorry, at 2 a.m. if that interferes with your goal? Why would you drink alcohol if it interferes with your goal? Why would you ever actually do anything other than what helps you with your goal, or try things that helps you with your goal? You know, if there's anything that's inherently destructive to the thing you want to do, why would you do it? And then we go into, you know, is there anything actually to do outside of your goals? No, there's nothing to do outside of your goals. And if you don't feel this way, then your goals probably aren't your own. They probably don't actually matter to you. And that's why it's so hard to do them. Everybody likes to pick these like right goals, you know, or they set goals like there's a right answer when really there's just your answer. And there's obviously some basic stuff you have to do as a man, that every man has to do. You know, you got to be in shape, or every human has to do. You know, you have to have some form of income. You got to be in shape, et cetera, et cetera. But if it's not actually your goal, let's say you have like a grand life purpose and it's not something you want to do, you're not going to do it. You know, the reason so many people get super jacked is because they like to do it, or they want to do it. If it's not for the reason that you actually want your goal, and there's no other reason than that, then it'll feel like you're chasing what someone else wants you to do, or you're chasing a reward instead of the thing in and of itself. And it's always the person who's chasing the thing in and of itself who's going to win. And it's okay to just want things and go after them. You know, you don't need anyone else's approval for your goal. You know, it could be something that, you know, most people might disapprove of, and you might have responsibilities outside of that thing. But in reality, like, go chase your goal. And for most people, dare I say, and I will say, for everyone, you need to be in shape, and you need to be physically capable as a man if you want to be a high testosterone protector, provider, alpha male. And if you are not strong, if you don't have endurance, if you don't have, you know, at least the intention to get better at your combat skills, you can't really fulfill in that capacity. And in fact, you can't fulfill any real masculine roles if you're not physically capable. And to be honest, if your health is not in order, you will not be mentally capable as well. The mind is tied to the body, and without a healthy, vibrant body, you cannot have a healthy, vibrant mind. Every entrepreneur knows this. You know, they slack on their health, and then their performance deteriorates. But once they get their physical health in check, their mental health is better. They do better in their work and their career. They're tied together. So no matter what you see, you know, being a masculine man as, whether it's the physical role or the mental role or the spiritual role, they're all tied together because it's all about you. There's no escaping you, but there's no escaping yourself. You know, having a vice in one area of your life hurts every other area of your life because it hurts you. And this is really where we have to get into kind of like, you know, the self-help and healing, which is like start to actually care about yourself, and treat yourself like you matter, because you do. What do you want to do? Why do you want to do stuff outside of your goals? There's nothing to do outside of your goals. And most of the behaviors the masses partake in are just pleasure-seeking, distractions, or numbing behaviors. It's just constant excessive external stimulation. Partying, late nights out, drinking, loud music, substances, aimless get-togethers, music, television, video games, comparison, sexual degeneracy and casualness of all kind, entertainment, anything you see people being drawn to in kind of a hypnotic state, like they are being hooked up to a dopamine machine, or like they are being controlled in some capacity. Anytime you dull your mind or your body with excess external stimulation, you make yourself weaker and take yourself away from your goals. None of these things that most people do actually feed any conscious, intentional purpose of any kind. And that's why no one actually goes anywhere, because no one actually thinks about where they want to go or about how the actions they take affect where they want to go. And so that's why weaponized autism is so important. You have to be autistic with how you're approaching everything. Autistically intentional. But most people don't actually think about, how things work or what the truth of things is. Most people kind of just go through the motions and don't actually put intention into anything, when that's how you actually accomplish anything. And that would be the basis of the universe. Like, you have your consciousness, and you use a focus of attention and intent to modify the energetic nature of the universe, which modifies the physical nature of the universe. And that's kind of the thing behind all the things from as far as I've observed. And so, that's just not what most people do, though. Most people, if they go to the gym, kind of just go if they go to the gym, if they're consistent, they kind of just go through the motions. When in reality, in order to grow bigger muscles, you need to give yourself a progressively larger stimulus for your body to adapt to. There's obviously there's no this is tangential, but there's no wrong exercise or workout as long as you're getting your workout in. But if we're talking with the specific intent of building muscle, you need to be increasing the stimulus. And there's arguments for that not being the case. However, that's what I've observed, and that's what makes sense. So, is there another slide? Nope. Okay, so to put an end to this video, you need to understand that if you want to be a high testosterone man, you need to be leveraging some weaponized autism, and you need to have specific intent in your life for the kind of person that you want to be, and you need to have intention with the actions that you're taking that align with where you want to go. And that's really what I see most people missing nowadays, is they're directionless, or they have no identity that they are upholding with their actions. Everybody's amorphous and formless, and there is a place for formlessness and learning how to change and shift with time. However, that exists within the confines of an identity. So, if you are finding that you're not enjoying training anymore, that doesn't mean you don't train. It means that you find a way to make training enjoyable. That formlessness concept exists within the within the constraints of the path of an endeavor, if that makes sense. So, you need to have something that you're trying to be, or that you are, and you back it up with actions that you take with intent every single day. So, leverage weaponized autism to become a high testosterone man. Now, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll happily answer them. And if you want to ask me something in private, or you have inquiries about coaching, shoot me a DM on Instagram or on TikTok, or you can book a call with the link down below, and I'd be happy to help you out there too. Don't forget to subscribe. Have an amazing day. Weaponize your autism, and do amazing. Buy a cat shirt.